This is going to be a massive year for Dead by Daylight, and the anniversary stream could set the tone for everything that follows. Whether you've been here since day one or you're now just stepping into the fog, we're all hoping for the same exact thing. A wave of changes that actually push the game forward. From long requested features to new mysterious additions, there's a list of things that behavior has to get right to ensure that this year just hits different. So today I'm going to be breaking down all of the updates that we need to hear, and ones that could make DBD not just survive, but thrive. Let's get into it. The number one thing that Dead by Daylight needs to focus on this year more than ever is the new player experience. And this is something that I've personally told them when I visited Behavior over multiple different calls. And again, when I go to PAX East, which I'll be there, hopefully I'll see you guys there. Let me know in the comments if you're coming. But I'm going to tell them again that this is something they really need to focus on. We all know that FNAF is going to bring a huge wave of new players coming into the game, and for the first ever time, they're going to see DBD. And you cannot get a second chance at giving good first impressions. This has to be almost perfect. We've already seen them do some changes, such as changing the rarity of items in order to ensure that the new wave of players are well adapted into DBD. But they shouldn't stop there, and there are tons of things that they need to do, and I hope they announce it in this stream. Here are some of those things. First and foremost is a new tutorial. There's so many things in the current tutorial that are just outdated. They don't go over every single feature, and I would think it'll be so much better and helpful for players to understand if they had a full-fledged tutorial that kind of walks them through everything. In addition to that, when you're new to pretty much any game, the tutorial alone doesn't specifically help you. As you play the game live, you'll still need to learn and understand things. That's where I think tooltips can pop up on the screen and tell you what certain things do. For example, if you sprint and you become exhausted and the game detects that it's the first time that you're seeing that status effect, a little pop-up that says, hey, you're exhausted, this is what it means, would be helpful. Obviously, you can toggle them off, and this is just a standard that multiple different games have. One major thing they really need to look into is simplifying what perks say in their descriptions. There's so many perks in the game that give you a large amount of words, and it doesn't really get to the point of what exactly the perk does, and sometimes even when it says that, it can be quite confusing to understand every single effect and seeing all the numbers. There should be a detailed version of it and a short simplified version of it, and if you hover over the detailed version, maybe you see a little bit more, or simply put, just make it so that it tells you the numbers, but we don't see all the random text that's there. Now, I'm not saying let's get rid of flavor text and things like that, but there's always a big paragraph before the perk itself is explained, and I know Dead by Daylight has been doing this for years, but like I said, they need to change things up if they want to keep things moving, and I think this is a healthy change. In addition to that, I think it'll be great if all the perks were sectioned out into their specific category. There's so many pages of perks, and if you had a sorting option to sort out, okay, these are exhaustion perks, these are immersive perks, these are perks to help you work on generators, it'll be so much easier to understand. So instead of scrolling through trying to figure out what every single perk does, boom, right in front of you, you have a perk filter that's really beginner friendly. Another cool thing that I think will be awesome for the new players is that if you buy a new character or you just unlock a new survivor, a new perk, maybe pop up on the screen exactly what everything does. Let's use the example of twins. Let's say you just bought the twins chapter. Nice, you finally got something you've been looking forward to. What I would like is that it pops up, says, hey, you've just purchased the twins. Here are what their 3 perks do, and here is a video of how their power works. Similarly to Marvel Rivals, you can just look at a screen, it tells you all the information, you fully understand it, and if there's a video to go along with this, it'll be absolutely fantastic. They can even incorporate content creators like myself, other fog whisperers, to make these videos specifically, and whenever there's a change, they can always go and adjust this. In addition, if they amped up their custom games and you can have yourself practice as and against those killers and change bot difficulties, map tiles, get very specific with it, I think that'll be great. They need to announce all of these changes coming up and really emphasize the new player experience in the anniversary stream. It is the #1 priority to make sure the longevity of this game carries on forever. Now, they've done a great job with quality of life stuff. We've already seen so many beautiful things that are going to be coming out, and I just want to talk about some of the ones that I think are vitally important for them to talk about this anniversary. I'm sure they're going to go through everything on the list and tell us when we're getting phase 2 of all these updates, but let's kick it off. First and foremost, blood point spending. Oh my god. Leveling up in the blood web is annoying. especially with the new cap being 5 million. These changes cannot come sooner. We need to have a massively overhauled way of spending your blood points. And I have some really ambitious ideas for this one. Simply put, you can just click the button and make it go extremely fast. But my idea, which will take a lot of time and effort admittedly, is if you can allow the players to select whatever things they want to prioritize, whether that's every single add-on and you can click on the ones that you specifically want, or if you just want to prioritize perks or just one thing in particular, and then tell the system to do that and then automatically spend your blood points every single match or whenever you click a specific button, that'll be great. And I don't know how it works on the back end of things, but this can kind of be like a loot box kind of idea where you don't actually level up through the blood web and it goes through and through and through. You just kind of click the button and it automatically estimates where your level will be based on the amount of blood points and restrictions you've put into place. It calculates the probability of everything and then spits you out a level. So instead of going from level 1 to 50 because you spend, let's say, 1 million blood points, instead, if you prioritize to get ultra rare add-ons, you'll now only go to level 46 because the extras were specifically targeted for those actual ultra rare add-ons. And you don't have to, once again, go through every single level. As I said, it'll just automatically put you there and calculate what the estimate would be. Like I said, the easier way to do this is just to make the button be able to get clicked once and then it just goes and goes and goes until you say stop. That's super simple to do, and I hope they do that and make it like 5x the speed. This should be coming out in phase 2, but we need an update to slugging, tunneling, camping, MMR, all of these things. Just regular gameplay things that can be ultimately frustrating. And this goes for both sides. It doesn't necessarily mean completely removing these things because yes, it is a core mechanic of DBD, and in situations you need to do this. I'm not here to debate whether slugging or tunneling is a good or bad strategy, but it can be incredibly frustrating when it becomes extreme. If you're specifically targeting one survivor over and over and over, if you're on the receiving end of that, it really sucks. If your entire team is being slugged throughout the entire game, it sucks. And yes, there's surrender options to help with these things, but ultimately it doesn't prevent them from happening. And I think core mechanics of the game need to be reworked so that new players coming into the game don't have to experience that. And that goes for the opposite side too. So the reasons to tunnel, the reasons to slug, make sure those aren't reasons anymore. Iron those reasons out. And obviously, yes, people will still do this no matter what. But if the bulk majority of people stop doing this because majority of the issues are ironed out, then that's a good thing. And hopefully we can hear some sort of update on those quality of life things. But honestly though, they have done a fantastic job already talking about what quality of life things they're going to improve upon. So it's time to move on to another subject, and that's talking about some new things that I would love for them to announce in this. Biggest one of them all is announcing some new chapter collaborations. They've done this pretty much every single year. We've seen Nicolas Cage, we've seen him talk about Castlevania. I would love to have a big reveal, like everyone's raving about FNAF, and then boom, at the very end, they tease something that's coming in. Whether that's, I don't know, the biggest thing right now is still probably Jason. We've kind of hit everything on the list throughout the years of like big things to come into the game. I don't even know what to speculate for what's to come. I think Jason's just still up there. And I mean, how cool would it be for the 10th anniversary to feature Jason? You know, that'd be amazing. Hopefully something like that is announced. Whatever the chapter may be, they need to do some sort of announcement, something brand new that we really can look forward to. On top of that, they need to talk about some new game modes. I mean, they've put out a huge promo post talking about this anniversary, and the main focus of this was 2v8 and new game modes. It would be such a disservice if they don't talk about a new game mode that they're working on. I've had chats with them and I told them that the community would love to see new game modes. I would love to see new game modes. We've been kind of fed 2v8 and Chaos Shuffle quite a lot. And look, I don't know the stats. I don't know what it looks like internally, whether the reason why they keep doing these things is because it works out well. And if that is the case, so be it. If that is the case, fair enough. But I'm getting a little sick and tired of it every single time. So hopefully we hear new game modes are coming and maybe even a sneak peek into them. I would just absolutely love to see that. Now, next on the list, which I think would probably be the most important thing, is the roadmap. They need to tell us what they plan, what they're going to bring, and pretty much from now until the next anniversary. They do this every single year. It's going to be no shock when they do it again, and hopefully we can see some cool things that they're working on. Cool collaborations, cool cosmetics maybe, whatever the case may be, we need a roadmap. We need to see Prestige 100 rewards this stream. It has to be announced. We need to know exactly what are they bringing in. They've kind of teased it for a while saying that this is going to happen, so we need to know exactly what these Prestige 100 rewards will be, and I hope to God they're not bringing back Legacy. In my previous interview, they have announced that they're going to be making an announcement of their content creator program, overhauling everything, and I'm super curious what they have planned and what they're going to tell the community. Hopefully those are updates to Twitch shirts, which they kind of pretty much confirmed they said was going to be coming, so fingers crossed that they bring that in, and more content creator stuff, whether it's a gifting option where content creators can gift, and that should just be in general, by the way, gifting option in general where you can gift items in the shop to other people, definitely needs to be announced. They also need to maybe include lobby code, so instead of just specifically sending an invite, you can send a lobby code to somebody, and this can help everybody. So more content creation stuff, more things that go along the same route will be absolutely amazing. Finally, this is the misc section of everything. Random things that didn't necessarily have a home, but custom hooks, I would love to see that. Whether you can customize even like your locker or something like that, that'll be great. Just giving a player more of a feel of their own thing. Custom loading screens will be great. Custom chase music or themes will be absolutely fantastic. Maybe even something crazy like designing your own cosmetic that you can see in the game. That, I don't know, that would be a little bit too wild, but I would love to see something like that. Some things that I've been talking about for such a long time is a replay mode where you can see your previous matches be replayed and you can see every single point of view. That'll be absolutely amazing. Statistics, I want them to finally incorporate statistics. And with the new challenge system, it's the perfect time to integrate something like that. It would suck, obviously, for the players like myself that have played for tens of thousands of hours to then be like, okay, we're calculating your statistics now. But with a new system like that, why not? You're already technically tracking everything. If you don't want to go that far, just give us some detailed statistics every single month. Maybe what killer have you played the most? They've kind of done this with an email, but having it into the game itself and integrated that way would be absolutely fantastic. So more stats every single month or every single quarter. I would love to just see more statistics for you personally. And we can also see statistics for everything. If they continue to do this like every 3 months, that'll be great. So the community always can have actively good conversations. There's so many other ideas that I would love for them to talk about, and I'm sure you guys have some ideas that you guys would want them to announce. Let me know down below. I'm super curious. Obviously, the most important opinion is yours, so let me know yours down below. I'd love to read them. That's pretty much all I got for you guys. I hope you guys did enjoy. Like I said, I'm going to be going to PAX East. Hopefully, I see some of you guys there on the Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, actually playing DBD against the community. So hopefully, I see you guys there. I will also be doing a meet and greet on the Saturday. I'll have all the times on screen right now. That's pretty much going to do it for me. As always, I'm the King. I tip my crown to you guys, and we'll see you in the fog.